Welcome back, fellas. We have an unboxing to do today. Before we jump straight into it, let's have a bit of background on this. So I was contacted by Daniel. Daniel works for Keg King in Australia, and he messaged me asking if I would be interested in doing some product reviews for them. Of course, I said yes, and we've been back and forth emailing each other. And the first product that they've sent for review is a new product that's coming out, and it's a fermenter. It's actually their Fermentasaurus Snub Nose. So this is essentially a Fermentasaurus with a bit of a twist, which we'll get into on the unboxing. Really looking forward to trying her out. There's a couple of main features which have intrigued me, and I'll run through them in a second. But the last conical fermenter, plastic conical fermenter that we had here for review was the Catalyst fermenter. So this is completely different to the Catalyst. Let's get her unboxed. I'll have a bit of a talk about it. Oh, so this is the first time seeing her. Oh my goodness. So it's very tightly packed in, there's no room in the box for much else. And the first thing is the body of the fermenter. There she is. Essentially, this is the Fermentasaurus. The snub nose part of it comes in on the bottom. You can see it's completely shut off. There's no butterfly valve or a trub collection jar. This has none of it. So in effect, they've shortened it, I think it's by 20 odd centimetres, because you haven't got this butterfly valve and jar to get on the bottom, which means it's got a smaller profile. It's not as tall, so you can get it into fridges for fermenting. And inside there is a thermometer for sticking on the side of the fermenter, and a sticker which sticks on the fermenter which has got litres and US gallons marked out on it. I mean, that's pretty handy because you know what's gone in there to start the fermentation, you know what's coming out. That comes inside the tank. And this is where it differs from the other conical plastic fermenters, the Catalyst included, and obviously the Fermentasaurus. You have the lid. The lid comes with a pick-up beverage line with a stainless steel float. So this is going to keep your beer clean. And then you've got your seal for the lid, and the second part of the lid, which is going to screw down, keep it nice and tight onto the fermenter itself. And then lastly, in the box is the stand. So the stand is the same stand for the Fermentasaurus, which goes that way. So the Fermentasaurus will sit on top like this, and then have enough room underneath to have your trub jar and your butterfly valve. But the way the snub nose sits into it is that way round, so it keeps the profile smaller, and the stand is stainless steel as well. They did send, along with the snub nose, two items which don't ship with the snub nose when you buy a snub nose. You have to buy these separately. So they sent along a spundic valve, because it's a uni-tank, so it's going to be fermenting under pressure. So they sent along a spundic valve, and that is going to allow you to set your pressure inside the fermenter by winding out the spundic valve or winding it in and setting the PSI or bar pressure. And so if you set it at 10 PSI, obviously when it starts fermenting and it gets above 10 PSI, it will vent and keep the pressure at a constant that you set the spundic valve to. They also sent a beverage line as well, which again does not come with the snub nose when you buy it. You have to buy them separately. But once the beer has finished fermenting and you're wanting to rack either into a second snub nose, if you've got two to dry up in, or into a keg, you just attach the beverage line to the beer outpost on top of the fermenter and attach the other end to the keg, and away you go. Alright fellas, that is it. That's the Fermentasaurus Snub Nose unboxed, put together. Just needs a good wash, and then we can get some goody wort in there and start fermenting it. But I will say this, I'm really looking forward to having the ability to ferment under pressure. Having the ability to ferment it under pressure and then rack into a keg under pressure, completely void of oxygen, having the ability to empty the keg of oxygen, filling it with CO2, and then not having to take the lid off that keg again, and then just let the fermenter do its thing, having that floating pickup tube, keeping everything out of the beer that you don't want, the trub at the bottom, and eliminating oxygenation, like I said. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to have a series of videos coming up with this, using it, cleaning it, what I think about it, racking into a keg, and I'm really looking forward to it. So when we get the first brew done, we're going to christen the Snub Nose. So that's it fellas. So as always, don't forget to thumbs better kitchen to don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe. Click it, mums out, coming in next to the video. I have to say until next time, I'm out of here.